Well, I guess the most common language you use at that institution called IIICC, International Criminal Court. Well, after I finished that video, which I sent to your organization to pick up or to listen, and then I hope quick come to a conclusion and start working, because I going to tell you about humans who are working for the government in Germany. So that means all that accusation which I mentioned in that movie, well, yes, it's testimony under oath. Yes, I know who I am and I know where I'm going to send that movie. You know, and I hope you don't mind if I put that on the YouTube channel, because those humans I'm going to explain you about. They have nothing else to do and sitting in front of their computer. And some authorities, they have crews. You know, when they took the decision to do something non-stop, 24 hours a day, then you know that's not only one, that is a team of, for me, even if they are employed people by the German government, what kind of institution? Later on. Because later on, yes, there are a lot of things to explain. And I call those people in front of their computer wicked Nazirattes, really Nazis, you know, and the German country is responsible for that, because I try each kind of opportunity to go against them on legal ways. I go to the police, I wrote to the prosecutor, and after the prosecutor closed that case, I apply to the next prosecutor, and then to the next prosecutor, and also that prosecutor close the case. So that means on a so-called democratic way, which that country guarantee to the people, that does not exist, because the inside minister is certainly a part of that structure which has built very long time ago, and that those politicians who started that, because they give the permission to those wicked Nazi rats in front of the computer doing all that things. So that means the politics is responsible. And when the politics also, through their prosecutor, took the decision not to investigate against those computer Nazi rats, what can a victim doing if rather the police or a prosecutor, they close each case down? They don't investigate. It means for the victims, those Nazi rats can ongoing doing war crimes. That's a nice system, isn't it? And that's why I call that dirty, strategic Nazi rats in front of their computer, wicked Nazis employed by the government. And as I found out by their treatment concerning my body, they are fucking military Nazis. Yes. And what are they doing? Huh? Oh. Yes. Isn't that nice? A former Germany, huh, who had at concentration camps and killed so many people. Huh? Yes. Huh? But why I'm complaining about those wicked Nazi rats in front of the computer? Yes? Because there was that crime committed by the government, who once made the decision to inject, without knowledge of my person, a computer chip inside the bag, inside the neck, somewhere there, you know? And that electronic device inside, were placed secretly inside my body, that is able to receive digital data, you know? And those wicked computer Nazi rats by the military, they have software programs who dial to that number of the embedded chip. I don't know what components are on that to make it able to receive electronic data. Yes. And it works. In and out, 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 in and out. Permanent. It means digital technology. And yes, I was traveling also in Turkey. And also in Turkey, those wicked computer Nazi rats had access to my body that time. And also later on, 4 years later, when I was in Rotterdam, they had access to a special region inside the brain cells. Yes. I'm going to tell that later in that movie. And, you know, the only thing that wicked Nazi now doing, keep the dirt away from Germany. That's what they try to do. They hunting commentars which you have written, yes, and they destroy your Facebook platform if you tell the truth, what they did to you and your body, yes. And you know, that wireless connection which those Nazirattes, military Nazirattes, built up, yes, that country, Germany, they wasn't satisfied with having one computer chip inside the body. No. Because when those Nazirattes start their terror and, excuse me, Mr. Prosecutor of the IIICC, yes, when a human suffer inside of terror because that description of the terror, the pain which started from that time, as when they show you, they can read your brain cells. They can really organize movies, programming films, programming movies. And from their computer Nazi working place, they send that movie inside the dreaming cells. And they also decide how long that movie going to be, or if it's one movie or two or three, and has what's inside the movie and what time they gonna stimulate that inside your head. And then you wake up in the morning, 3 o'clock, half past 3, and yes, somebody sent a ugly or violent movie inside your brain cells, inside your dreaming cells, and you wake up, and then you start thinking about what those Nazis stimulate inside your dreaming cells. You must think about that. And then starts the question, hey, if they are able to reach your dreaming cells by using software which is actually patented, where does that German government got that software from? The CIA? The Pentagon? To use it as well? Anyhow, you know? No. That time, in November 87, when they stimulate that woman, yes, she had a white dress on, and around the stomach she were bleeding, white and red. A white dress, yes, and I wake up, Of course I was scared that time, that something happened to her, yes, but who did that? Who did that? Why he did that? Yes. And when you start thinking about things like that, well, At that time, you know, someone get access to your body, and somebody is able to torture you with movies inside your dreaming cells. And then, mister, yes, the terror started. And after that first dream, so it means in November 87, there must be one of those computer chips already has been injected or implanted somewhere. And I go back, because 87, no, I never was by a doctor or in a hospital. 86, no. 85, no. 84, no. 83, no. 81, no. You know? But there was one in the year 84 and 85 where I did made a mistake. And because I made that mistake, I was buying a car, and I told the owner of the car that I'm willing to pay each month 300 D-Mark. And he said yes, and we made a contract, and I give him euro checks. Each 300 D-Mark. So I give him 10 checks, and he promised me each month he gonna go to the bank, and so later on, few months later, I lost my work, and I was unable to pay that 300. So he go to the police and say that man he betrayed me, and for that case I was sentenced to 10 months of prison. And that was the thing. I was in front of the court, and I got my 10 months, and they brought me from that place to another place. The other place was Stuttgart-Stammheim. The place before was Ulm. Yes. And from that place to Stuttgart-Stammheim. And that's, for me, the only chance where the government were able to place that microscopic brain chip inside the neck. Yes, 84, 85. And I remember there was one day, yes, when I wake up in the morning, I felt strange. Yes, I feel not such clear as I wake up in when I wake up normally. There was one day I felt strange, yes, when I wake up in the morning. So that was for me afterward. I never thought about that later on, till I start searching. How could that be? And that time, yes, 84, 85, 86, 87, till 87 in November. Nothing happened to me. Yes? But in November 87, they stimulate a movie inside the dreaming cells. And since then, the terror, but also their torture started. And about that torture, yes, I mean, it's not only such long period where those government pay those dirty, rotten Nazirattes in front of the computer. That country also organized a second one inside my body. Also secretly. Yes. So the first one I had already inside my body was able to place movies inside the dreaming cells. So perhaps they were already inside the thinking cells as well, and inside the listening cells, and spying on conversation. Yes? So it means those dirty Nazirattes who started with torture. I mean, when they place me a movie inside the dreaming cells, why should they do this? Huh? So they want to investigate inside the dreaming cells to find out something, what I'm thinking about. So placing a movie, you think about a movie and they take out your thoughts. That's how they started. Yes? And sniffing in conversation with each one you have. Huh? Then they listen day and night. What's your life? Huh? Those 13 Nazirattes. Yes. In November 87 they started. The time was Chancellor Kohl. Huh? Mr. Kohl was Chancellor. At that time that technique already existed. A long time before. 84, 85. In my case. Huh? Perhaps in other cases, 1 year earlier, 2 years earlier, 81, 82, 83, I don't know. Yes? And who was ministers at the time? Who were able, who took the responsibility for people inside the prison of Stuttgart-Stammheim? Yes. So, I am 100% sure that they place that thing inside there. Yes. A few months later I was outside. Huh? And then 87. They suddenly stimulate a movie inside the dreaming cells. Huh? Yes. But that's not the only thing which those dirty Nazis did. Yes. And in 1990 I was working on an electricity capacity. You know, there was flooding water, and because the pressure of the water runs a turbine, you know, winning electricity. That was my work that time. And there was one day, I went up in the morning, 6 o'clock, yes, I have an alarm bell, 6 o'clock, I drink some coffee, have some breakfast, took my bicycle and went to work. About 4 kilometers away from the place I was living. And I was working about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I don't know precisely. And then I start getting tired. Yes. I didn't understand that at the time. I start getting tired. And I don't have any kind of resistance to keep me awake. You know? I put all my equipment, I had a welding hat, a welding helm, and I had for electrode and my hand globes. I smash it down and I lie down on a bed where I was working on, and it took about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, the whole time. When it starts getting tired, 10, 15 minutes, I was in deep sleep. Yes, I am sleeping. And then, again, those dirty Nazirattes. They program again a movie and stimulate that movie inside the dreaming cells. Yes? And you know what was that for a movie? Not that girl with a white dress. That was a boy in a baby bed. That was a boy. And there was two hands. I just saw the two hands were going to the baby bed. They took a pillow and then they stick the baby inside the bed. And then I wake up. I suddenly start crying because I saw how somebody killed a baby in that movie. Yes? And later on, weeks later, I often cry because I always think about that movie, you know? And what's worse at that time, I forgot the most important thing, that there are Computernazis who are able to put me in deep sleep wherever I go. Yes? So, if you ask the government, what about things like that? You go to the police and accuse anyone sitting in front of a computer doing things like that. Why there is no investigation? Why they close all the cases, the prosecutors? Why it's not a crime torturing people inside the dreaming cells in the middle of the night, or put you into deep sleep to terrorize and torture you with movies inside the dreaming cells? Yes. And forget the things that there are Computernazis who are able to put you in deep sleep wherever you go. So they force you to accept that. That fucking police, that fucking prosecutor who smashed down the cases. So it means a spirit for those Nazis going on and going on and going on and going on, and for no crime ever being accused. Is that democracy? Or is it brown democracy? Yes. But there are much more, talking about torture. I don't know how many torturing details I'm able to mention in that movie, I don't have a script, This is something inside. Yes, if you suffer, you suffer. Yes? But if the Nazis who let you suffer, who torture you, have the freedom to defend themselves inside your head, they're always there and couldn't do whatever you do. Yes, they do whatever they want. Yes? And there, 1993, yes, there are a lot of things in between. 1993, there was another dream in the middle of the night. Yes? I don't know precisely what time it was, but it was another dream they stimulate inside the dreaming cells. Yes? I suddenly sit under a railway bridge, my son on my knees, and a train is coming. There's, in that movie, which I stimulate, there's no beginning, how we get there, and why we sit on a railway bridge, and things like that. Doesn't make sense. How we sit on a railway bridge, yes? It's how the movie starts. My son was already on my knees, and then the train is coming, and getting louder and louder and louder. I took my hands and protect the ears of my son. Such loud it was. And then the train was still driving, and the volume is raising up. And then I couldn't stand it anymore, that loudness, that noise. So I took the head from my son between my knees and tried to protect by that way his ears, and then I raised my hands to my ears. I couldn't stand it anymore. That was painful. And later on I found out why those dirty Nazirattes did that. Can you imagine? Yes. 1993. That's the most important thing. In 1993, those fucking Nazi country organized terror day and night. Yes, the organization was in 1993. And in February 1996, under Mr. Folter as defense minister, yes, those Nazirattes start using a microphone and having a connection inside the listening cells. And now I found out, yes, how they organized it in 1993, using that virtual reality movie with the train. Yes, by that way they found out what kind of different frequency you are fit for, and yes, and what kind of noises they can use to terrorize you inside the head. And 1993 they did that, and 1993, why? Because of the things ongoing 87, 88, 90, 91, 92, and 93, they took that decision to doing something, yes, because the things I did was a normal way. Went to the police, accused them, and there are coming more things which those Nazirattes did. Also, under Olaf Scholz. Those Nazirattes are still there, behind their computer, and terrorizing inside the listening cells, through their Nazi microphone. Yes. And in 1993, they also has started something. I had that time a divorce case, and my wife, and that wife was that girl which they place in a white dress with that bleeding stitches or something. Yes, I saw somebody hurt her with a knife or something. Yes, those Nazirattes, they organized, they programmed that movie which they stimulate. I didn't thought about that. But those Nazirattes, they scare people in the night. They terrorize in the night. And in 1993, during the time I had that divorce case, they start stimulating inside the sleeping cells. In 1991, when they put me into deep sleep with a baby, with a stick pillow, yes, that was 1993. They start to keep me awake. Yes, that's the opposite. Not put me into deep sleep, keep me awake. I couldn't work anymore. I quit my work. Yes, and I didn't know why. Huh? But later on, I had also that case where the fighting were going on in front of court. Huh? In 1997, I was there. And they still keep me awake. That time was, again, 3 days and 3 nights. I couldn't reach the court. Yes? You cannot work anymore. You don't have any kind of income. They put and place you on the lowest level. Because they want to do that. I don't know why. They want to force you to do any kind of criminal things, or whatever. I don't know. But they enjoy that, doing things like that. And in 1993, they started, keep me awake. 1993, 1994, 1995, 1996, 1997, all that time. 3 days, 3 nights, 4 days, 4 nights, all that time. Yes? And in 1996, when they start talking inside the head, yes, that was in February 1996, then they start to keep me awake, yes, and they kept me awake over 1 week, 7 days and 7 nights, yes, till I go in coma. Yes. Can you imagine how those Nazirattes love their power? And why they're still there? Because Germany doesn't want to know each one or no one that those Nazirattes are able to do so. And that means each politician are able to do so with human beings. And there is another thing which has been going on since 1993. Those Nazirattes who took the decision to torture endlessly until today, it's reality, until today. In 1993, they also had access to the nerves. They climb on the nerves inside the teeth, and then they text mark different points inside the teeth, and then they let the electronic impulse flowing. Yes, and after a while, you have that white substance inside your blood. You have that because you don't have any kind of pain-killing things. Yes? But the burning of the teeth are ongoing. Yes? And later on, yes, you lose your teeth. They're gone. And the rest you have to take out. Yes. But they did this with electricity. And I can't prove that. Yes. But also that testimony under oath, and also that picture, which actually is the original X-ray of a T, where you can see that there's only one way to create a T like that, using electricity. And those Nazirattes never thought about that there's going to be X-ray of that, which still exists. And yes, you see how ugly that country is when you ask for help, when Nazis in front of the computer torturing you, burn your teeth away, torture you into coma, rape you inside the dreaming cells. Yes. And now another point. 1996. At that time I felt something inside my head. Yes. On I don't know how many places. Yes. And I felt something. And that was moving, the things I felt. And it started in so many places inside the head. And I thought, I felt the flowing of the electricity. Of course, now I know it was electricity which they sent. And where it ends, it's starting on all kind of places at the same time, and it moving and moving and moving and moving, and in the end it gets quicker and then shoot on my left pupil. Yes, so they already are inside the seeing cells. Yes, and send electricity over the seeing nerve to your pupil. Yes, and what is the thing you think? It's the same with an atomic bomb. You can use it, but you don't have to use it. Trust us, trust us, trust us. Fuck you, postmodern Nazi country Germany. Because not the end, you know. Yes. 1 year later, I was visiting. That time I still had pain because the Nazirattes were still burning my teeth away. Yes, it was 1997. I had a girlfriend that time, and we were visiting friends of mine in Rotterdam. And that is a musician family, is it, from Skopje in Macedonia. And that time we were there, I was sitting in the living room, and my girlfriend, she were together with my friends inside the kitchen, and they were preparing food, making dinner or lunch. And I was sitting in the living room, and in front of me was a big window with a lot of flowers and a balcony door, which were open. And when I sitting there, then I saw a red balloon, yes, and the balloon were moving, passing on a window, and I stand up. I didn't want that the balloon go out, but I saw the balloon was moving, you know, and I went to the balcony door, and I say, something strange, I want to grab the balloon because they had a baby, you know, and that was a balloon from the baby, and I want to protect the balloon, and I was grabbing the balloon, and suddenly I noticed something strange, you know, because I was standing in front of the balcony, and if I go further, I fell down to the street. So I don't know how many meters, 4 or 5 meters down the balcony on the street. No, I noticed something strange. So I went back to my place, and I couldn't believe that fucking red balloon. I saw that red balloon before. Yes, was lying on the ground. Didn't move. Didn't have enough gas to lift up or something. Was on the ground, on a carpet. And so that means those Nazis are filming out of my seeing cells, taping that living room, saw that red balloon, and program a movie and stimulate that movie inside my both seeing cell regions and raping the entire normal life. Is that the fucking Nazi country who plays blind chips secretly inside the body? Electronic devices with software, that they can send and stimulate movies inside the seeing cells? That was 1997, you know. And now I give you a time to think, because in 1996, that dirty Naziratte, he shot also machine gun bullets inside my head. And that was also pictures. Yes, was like a photo album, you know, 30, 40 or 50 pictures. I couldn't recognize not one picture because it was quick. But each picture which they placed inside the dreaming cells was a bullet, a real bullet. Yes, and they can shoot inside the head. And later on, few hours later on, I was bleeding, yes, drop blood out of my left ear, yes, and you wanna know more, or is it enough to go against that Computernazis who developing biological as well as genetic weapons? Genetic weapons is when they get inside the body and change your body, your genetic, yes, and they did that, yes. They also changed the iris of my left ear, yes. I stand in front of a mirror and I noticed that, and that was 1992, I saw that, yes, that there is a structure, a strange structure. It's not normal like the other one. Yes? It's like a formatation. The structures change. And later on, yes, they shoot on the pupil, and that stimulate that movie inside both seeing cells, in particular. And now we come to Mr. Boris Pistorius and his Computernazis, and Mr. Scholz and his Frau Lambrecht. Yes, that Nazis asked me to go in Ukraine 2.5 years ago. Yes. Can you imagine that? Those are dirty soldier, dirty military Computernazis who doing this, and they're still talking inside their head. Yes. The last time, they also use military equipment, which makes able to use the sky, and talk through the air, that you can reach hundreds or thousands of people. And you know how they work. They listen, they transfer all kind of noises to their computer working place. And then they have speakers. And when the church is making noise, bong, 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 yes, this noise from the church, they tape it through my listening cells, and then they have that noise in original in front of their speaker, yes, in their working place, and from there They talk through the microphone and transfer it back through the air. Yes? So that echelon system, those military Nazirattes using to terrorize, to protect their Nazi ass. Not protecting me. Yes. So when I say this is a postmodern Nazi country where they're building up torturing systems, electronic torturing systems, it's reality. Yes, it's like a brain cell burning system which they build up. Yes, new electronic cassette systems where those Nazi speaking words, yes, particularly the last 2 years, they're torturing hundreds of times, perhaps 200-300 times. They stimulate movies, also pornographic movies, inside the seeing cells. As you can see how much you are worse as a long time tortured victim. Nothing at all. Yes. And that's why that fucking Nazi country need Nuremberg 2, Nuremberg second trial for Nazirattes who participating in developing genetic and biological weapons. And when I say genetic weapons, yes, look at my tongue. Yes, look precisely at my tongue. They do this. Yes. They stimulated the last 2 years. Yes. And since the last 2 years, those ugly Nazirattes, they torture with movies and with pictures inside the seeing cells. Yes, not in the night, not in the dreaming cells, in the seeing cells. They dirty Nazirattes. And the last 2 years, how often I heard about Teenies, Lolita, Surrender, Bruce Lee, Kinderficken und all sowas. Only the last 2 years. So who could that secret service Nazis be? Without identity? Yes, start investigating against that Computernazis. Yes, and because there are two, yes, both teams, the military team developing genetic and biological weapon, and the fucking inside minister on a second pipe, yes, who torture with observation videos, yes, those Nazirattes, they program movies out of the things you're seeing, then they torture you inside the dreaming cells, yes, and in reality, yes, if you take a shower, if you go in the bath, yes, in reality, they want to force you to prosecute yourself. Yes, if they look through my eyes, they can see my dick. Yes, if you don't feel ashamed, I do, because I have a Christian past, and those dirty Nazirattes, I wish them death sentence. Yes, that would be the thing when I was prosecutor of the IIICC. I would sentence them to death sentence, not only the rest of their life in prison, no, No, they're too dirty to forgive them.